Hi guys, I'm Divya, your biology educator. Today we're going to move on to our next new chapter. And what is this chapter called? It's called our environment. This chapter is going to be a very interesting one. You know why? Because what can be more interesting and exciting than to study about our very own surroundings? In this chapter, we're going to study about what is the environment, what are the components of an environment, and how living organisms interact with their own environments. So what is the environment? Environment is the surrounding in which living organisms live. It includes everything that surrounds a particular human being or a particular animal or any living organism for that matter. Everything that surrounds us, the living things, the non-living things, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the animals and plants we interact with, okay? Simply everything that surrounds us is called the environment. It comprises of all the physical, chemical, and natural forces that we see in nature. So what is the environment made up of? The environment is made up of two kinds of components, the biotic component and the abiotic component. The biotic component is made up of living organisms, whereas the abiotic component involves or includes all the non-living parts of the environment. So the biotic as well as the abiotic components come together forming our environment. The biotic components of the environment include plants, animals, human beings, insects, birds, and microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, and algae. The abiotic components of the environment include air, water, land, mountains, clouds, soil, and certain physical factors such as sunlight, temperature, and humidity. So how does the environment help us and the other living organisms? They do so by providing us with all the necessary elements required for our survival and sustenance. There is life on Earth because the environment that we live in supports life. So what are the elements that the environment provides to make sure we survive? Well, of course, the first thing that would come to our minds is the air and water. Without these, there would be no life on Earth. So the environment provides us with air to breathe, water to drink and survive. Apart from that, sunlight, which is very essential for processes such as photosynthesis, without which there is no life on Earth. So now we know what an environment is and what are its essential components. We also know how environment plays a vital role in survival and sustenance of life on the planet. Here it is important for you all to note that the environment of an organism changes when the organism moves from one place to another. That means that the environment is constantly changing with movement of a particular organism. Let's say, for example, an animal has migrated from a desert to a forest. We can clearly observe that the environment of this organism or this animal has completely changed. This simply means that the surrounding changes. Many aspects like the temperature of the particular region, the humidity, the population, the species of animals found around them, the species of plants found around them, the microorganisms that live in the particular area, everything changes. The surroundings changes, which means the environment also changes. So with movement, the environment changes. And also it is important to note, even in a very specific area, there is a constant change in the environment, such as pollution levels, temperature levels, humidity levels, and depending on the migration of species in and out of that region, there is constant evolution of the environment. So it is important to note that the environment is constantly evolving.